Supercar, the 2016 edition of the Great Race had an epic finish. But the focus in this segment is on the other headline, and that is the incident late in the game involving Jamie Whincup, Garth Tander and Scotty McLaughlin, and of course the subsequent appeal against the 15-second time penalty by Triple Eight that's been imposed on both Paul Dumbrell and Jamie Whincup. Now, I've caught up today with Supercar's CEO James Warburton. His position on this is actually pretty clear. He views it as the race has been run and won, but he acknowledges the fact that there has been an appeal lodged, and that's a process or an avenue that's available to any of the teams in our sport. So Supercars obviously operates at a pretty high level with rules and regs in line with the international governing body. Under the guidance of Eugene O'Rourke and his team from the Confederation of Australian Motorsport, a panel will be appointed to hear this. The earliest that the hearing date can happen is Tuesday the 18th of October. May not be decided until November 1. Many of the answers to the frequently asked questions you have about the appeal process are on the Supercars and CAM's websites right now, and we should also point out that in the event that any party is unhappy with the outcome of that, it could be appealed internationally, so this could drag on for some time. Before Mark Scape and Russell Lee will break this down, let's hear from the three parties involved in the incident, Jamie, Garth and Scotty McLaughlin.
I don't know what to say. I just went out there and raced hard. I feel sorry for the result. Just going up to the Volvo guys and HRT guys, you don't want to see any wrecked cars, you know. So I'm just going to apologise for the result, but I feel the move was on. I was in there. He squeezed me wide. He squeezed me narrow. We had contact, and yeah, I was happy to readdress, but two cars weren't there to readdress.
So Whincup unloaded McLaughlin, then decided to jump on the brake to try and readdress it, and then Scotty came back on and there was contact, so Whincup started it all, so they probably should look at that.
Where were you guys at in that situation? Were you actually going to have to stop?
No, if I kept to my number that I was doing, all I had to do was just hold them off, and oh man, he says that the move was on, but like you got to pull it up to make the move on, and he didn't. And then I made a mistake, come back on. I didn't realise that I was in such close proximity with them on the exit, and yeah, I'm proper gutted, mate. Yeah.
What did Jamie say to you?
Oh, I just said the move was on. Sorry about that. And what do you say? Like, I mean, look, I'm so gutted because my last year at GRM, and I really wanted to win it for Gaz. He was the guy who gave me my shot, and I thought today was the day.
Okay, mate.
Thanks.
So let's get some opinion and views on this now. Russell and Mark, take it away.
Well, Rusty, look, we've dealt with the positive parts of the boys winning and being on our show tonight, so that's fantastic. But there was clearly lots of drama attached to this. And what we're going to do is take a deep breath and try to separate the two incidents. So we'll just have a look at the incident first. And it starts with the pass that McLaughlin is blocking a little bit and Whincup fires down the inside. Clearly contact there. Scott's off into the mulga. Jamie's trying to redress, and contact as Garth tries to take the opportunity as he moves right. Now the biggest issue about this, Russell, is exactly this point right now, because he's down the inside and probably up far enough to make that stick.
Well, exactly. You heard from Scotty and Jamie. Jamie said the move was on. Okay, so you look at the regulations that we have now. It says you have to be up to the B pillar. You're passing your car, that is clearly past the B pillar. No problems at all. Jamie Whincup is far enough inside. At this stage, not out of control, no lock brakes, no front smoke coming off. She's on. In my opinion, that move at this point is on.
I totally agree. And the other part about this is that it always takes two to tango. Whenever you've got the car down the inside, when the overtaker knows that the car in front is going to turn across, it always looks worse for Whincup under that circumstance. So there's the contact. Let's move it on. So as we run around the corner, and you see there, just a little bit of bump, and off goes Scott McLaughlin. Now, we'll stop it here. Jamie has immediately said to himself, and has been notified by the team, to redress. So he starts to check up. Garth Tander is caught behind. McLaughlin now fires onto the road, and at that point there, I argue that he is absolutely under control. He's straightened up, Garth's moved to the right, and both cars have made contact. Now, for me, and I'm sure Greg Merkel will have an opinion on this in a second also, when we watch this whole thing unfold, that moves on, that's a bump to bump, there's a redress, it's a check-up, there's Garth, there's Scott, bang, 3-1 doesn't go. Now, as professional race drivers, we would do, in each of their circumstances, exactly the same thing. So let's take it from the start. If you are Jamie Whincup, you're going to have a dive. If you're Jamie Whincup here, you're going to redress. If you're Garth Tander here, you're trying to take an opportunity. If you're Scott McLaughlin at the grand final, you're going to rejoin as fast as you can. In my view, none of the drivers did the wrong thing.
Mark and Russell, thank you. Some very strong views there. They're right. We've always had the mantra on this program, though, since the very beginning of being fair and balanced. We have approached the officials tonight for comment on this matter. They have declined that invitation, but that's understandable. This is now a legal matter, and we've always respected the views of the officials or City Hall. It's a difficult job that they do. What we're going to do next week, though, is to get an alternate take on things. We're going to approach other parties in pit lane. We'll present those views to you in our preview of the Castrol Gold Coast 600, and we'll also set up in the interim a viewer poll on the Supercars website so you can have your say. The facts remain, as we go to air tonight, that the race has been run and won. A penalty has been applied to car 88 of Jamie Whincup and Paul Dumbrell, and we don't want to take anything away from what is a Cinderella story for Jono Webb, Will Davison and everybody at Techno Autosport. Right, let's go.